Today we have the last topic for human resource management class, which is about the employee relations. And after this new topic, if you have some questions regarding your assignments based on the case study, you can ask me also. So the structure of the topic would be, we are going to study the employees' health, safety, and welfare, how their companies provide safety and security at the offices at the companies. So this is about the human bodies. We are talking about the health, safety, about the human body safety and health, about the equality. So we are talking about the equal rights among the employees, equal opportunities, as well about the opportunity which should be provided for all people which working in the organizations. So all employees actually which working in any kind of company, they have equal opportunities for any kind of for example, as for promotion, for new promotion, or some for learning and training programs, and so on. And we are going to study about diversity. Diversity, this is when the different people are working in the organization with the different attitudes, behaviors, religions, races, and so on. So we are going to let's see those structures in details. So what is actually the occupational welfare? This is welfare, which means the well-being of employees. The well-being of employees at the work, at the company, at the organization, or manufacturer, or factory, or plants, and which is concerned about the health and safety of people. So we have by the UK rights, by the UK, we have the Health and Safety at Work Act, which is 1974. So what is the actual act about? This act is the source of most health and safety law in the UK. So why we are talking about UK? Because our study, your MBA course is based on UK literature, academic literature, so we have taken all sorts of information from UK legalizations. So this act is under which more detailed sets of regulations are politically issued. So what's the main purposes of this act? So first, this is also as a purposes as well that what company must offer to employees. First, to secure the health and safety and welfare of people at work. To protect the public from risks arising from workplace activity. That means to protect the employees from the risk that could be happening, as example, in manufacturing. To control the use and storage of dangerous substances, that means dangerous like chemical things. To control the potential dangerous environmental emissions as well. So, any question about the purposes? So this is the main purposes of this the Health and Safety Act, as well what the actually organization must offer to its employees. This is as well as necessity. So in 2006, we have some basic entitlements applied to all workers. What actually would be applied for all employees under contract? This is also under the Health and Safety Act, which means the organizations must provide the working week limited to a maximum of 48 hours. So as well, 4 weeks paid annual leave period, the holidays, which means 4 weeks in a year. A limitation on night working at 8 hours. So the people who is working at night time, they can work maximum for till 8 hours only. The next one is 11 hours rest in any 24 hours period. So if people are working 24 hours as security as example. Uninterrupted break of 24 hours in any 7-day period. So we must have 1 day off in a week. A 20-minute rest break as well in any shift of 6 hours or more. So we should have a 20-minute break just for example, for coffee, for lunch, during the 6 hours, and regular free health assessment to establish the fitness for night working. This is, as example, the health assessment when the organizations provide free medical insurances to employees who's working under the night working shifts. So this is the main conditions which is included in the contract and must be provided to all employees in the organization. This is by the UK legalizations, but as well, I think in international we can see the same conditions in the contracts. So what actually, when we talk about the health, safety, welfare in the organizations, when we work actually, all is about the results we have some stress at work, right? So the stress at work is occurs when the job is very high in demand and low in control. So what kind of reasons could be? Is delaying, downsizing, the intensification of work, increased monitoring of staff, moves towards greater flexibility at work and competitive tendering. So the reason we have after stress at work is would be resulted in the delay and downsizing, and also decrease, for example, productivity of the company, right? As well, it could be also high turnover rates, which we can see in the organizations, and ineffective work as well, the results of the stress at work. So the reasons here is given to you downsizing. When the stress at work happens, reasons when the company trying to cut the staff and then will be added some additional functions or duties to the all employees which is working currently in the company. So your working demands will be increased. So you will do more duties as besides of the normally. So the people who's, for example, working the more than 8 or 9 hours daily, as well who is doing some very stress and nervous work, which would be related to the minded work, which is all about thinking how to create or how to complete some projects. So delaying, that means, so I have some question, what is delaying? So delaying, it means when the organization has some for example, when we have some economic crisis in the country. So we can see also when the production in the companies could be decreased. So this is a delaying that our business will stop and no any goes in the high levels is going to downsizing as well as the business and productivity. And delaying as well when for example, if we talk about the production companies like manufacturing, when they have some plans to produce some amount of units and they can't do it, so they goes like delaying in their productions. So when they have not enough time to complete their works and their productions. So let's see next one. So what the results could be after stress when we have stress at work? So this is very interesting because, for example, today we can see a lot of people who has stress at work, right? Most of you maybe have the same. The first one, the results would be in the health conditions, results in your own health, in your body health. And as example given to you, such as heart disease, there could be the results after stress at work, the high blood pressure, ulcers, some depression, and panic attacks. This is just some examples, but the most common example that we can see when we have some stress at work. Another one, we have a behavioral consequences. So that means the results which should be shown in your behavior, in your own behavior, like insomnia, anxiety, the poor concentration, increased consumption of alcohol, tobacco, and other substances. This is poor concentration. You know what is anxiety? Is always about when you cannot concentrate and focus at work. This one, I have some explanation for you about this one. When you are worrying, for example, when you have some fears or worries, or you have some troubles at work, this is anxiety means. The increased consumption, that when the people trying to reduce the stress through the alcohol, taking the alcohol or tobacco, like smoking and other kind of things that would be not good for the health actually. That will actually it would decrease your health. It will would be result in the more bad situation. So, and both this kind of results, they lead to increase the rate of absence of employees, that the employees want to come to the jobs offices. We can get some high staff turnover, the low levels of job satisfaction, that the employees would be dissatisfied with their jobs, and maybe they would look for another job in different organizations. And also the environment and culture in such organization would be in the bad relations, and all employees would be more like neuroses and have bad moods. This is all actually results which we can get after stress at work. And also, as example, the people who have some stress, like depression at work, when they come at home for their family, the relation with the family also would be resulting after the stress at work, because this is all about, we are all a human being, right? And in our depression would be resulting in our behaviors, how we talk to other people, and so on, how we are happy actually or not. Let's see next one. So what actually employers, what the company actually can do to provide the emotional support. So the first one, here is given to example, someone to talk to or someone to advise. Maybe to have some advisor in the company, like some practical assistants who can help to the employees who have some stress, to talk them, to explain the situation, and to give some advices. As well could be some health nurses given to you as examples, or counselor, the person who you can talk to, and all information actually will be closed and will be safety actually from others. Another one is reorganization of work. So, for example, in that situation, we can provide some training development programs for employees to reorganize their work, to change their to change their routines, daily routines, so to provide them something new ones, maybe some interesting learning training programs. Okay, this is also could be as emotional support from the organization side. And we have some positive health programs as well. For example, which can prevent the stress and some problems at work. This is as examples given to you like yoga, where the company can provide the training for yoga or mediation, or maybe some free tickets for some gyms and special health places. This also could be as emotional support to the employees. So this is the main support that company can do to its employees. When we talk about we talk about the emotional support. What about the occupational health service? What the company can do inside the company, inside the offices, inside the organizations. So the first is emergency treatment beyond immediate first aid. So to have some emergency nursery in the company. So you have some stress, or you have some problems, and so you can get this treatment. As well, medical, dental, and another one facilities which employees can use and which can be more easily fitted into working days. This is talking about when organizations have some arrangement with the medical centers. This is not I'm not talking about government, about the commercial medical centers when they have arrangements, and employees can get any help at any time from those centers, from those medical centers. And as well, immediate advice on medical and related matters, especially those connected with the work. This means when we have maybe some free call phone for the nurses who can give you answer for your question, which would be regarding your health. If you have some troubles about your health at the office time, at the working time. And as well, mentoring of accidents and ills to identify hazards and danger points and formulate ideas to combat this in conjunction with the safety officer. This is about the company, the management must monitor the accidents and illnesses which happens with the employees, and to identify the most common which they have in the company, and try to find the solution how to prevent this kind of illnesses. On-site medical examination for those joining the organizations. Also, this is like very important to allow your employees to have a medical examination once a year. So this is very important. This is maybe like compulsory, maybe under your contract. So this would be good for company, because company can get the issues in the early stage, and from side of employees also would be good, because you can examine your health yearly, and identify what kind of illness you have, because sometimes we can forget about our health. We are working and forget about our health. Maybe we have some pains and we can forget about that, maybe have no free time, or the wishes to go for and make some medical examinations, right? Regular medical examination for employees, this is same things that I have talked to you. And input into health and safety training courses. This is like the company can provide you some training courses, which is we talked about previously about the yoga or meditation or some gym, as well as regular screening services. This cervical cancer screening, this also could be like screening or examination your health regular, maybe once a year. So the companies who have such kind of programs, that means that those companies are caring about their employees and trying to keep them in the company, trying to keep the employees, trying to save their healthies. So let me see, I have some questions from you, just want to look at them. So, okay, I have some questions. So, from Mr. Abaidullah here, says that, so is it allowed to use alcohol in organizing? No, this is not about this. When we talk about that, the results after stress, what can be? That the employees can get some the alcohol or tobacco more than in usually, for example, to prevent the stress. This is not in the organization, in the company, in the offices happens. It's after this, but anyway, it will be resulted in your work, in the efficiency of your performance, right? So next one. Okay, I have some questions that the people when have some problem with the feeling like wants to sleep. In this kind of situation, this is yes, this is a lot of people who are working under more beyond the 8 hours a daily and have very less time to relax and sleep. So the such kind of employees, they should get some the holidays. For example, if they have 4 weeks holidays in a year, you can divide it in partly by weekly, or you should get some relax, because if your job is very important for the company, your performance, actually all the job is important, but when it would be resulting in the production and so on, you must have some relaxed days, 1 or 2 off. So I have a question about the mediation. The mediation is like how to explain you? This is when people have some mediation, like yoga is as well as the mediation. So like you are in a quiet place, like for example, with a trainee who explains you how to breathe and how to forget all your troubles and problems and focus on some good things only. And your mind in this situation, your mind is resting, actually, resting. Okay, this is like a mediation. So that's all. So I hope no any questions so far. If you have so, just ask me. So we can move. So we are moving to equality. So any question about the health, safety, and welfare of the employees in the organization? So any kind of delaying, the downsizing, when we have a lot of demands at work, this is would be resulted in the stress, in stress. The stress would be resulted in two kind of situation. In your own health, your body health, you can get some like health disease, ulcers, or depression. And another result could be shown in your behavior, how you're actually feeling yourself. You are trying to reduce your stress by alcohol, smoking, or some another things, which is actually not good. So, and what companies can do, can support you by emotionally, provide some special learning training program that we have taught, like yoga, mediation, some training programs. Maybe change your work, change your duties, like, or as well. The company can provide some occupational health services to have some like nurses or the emergency treatments at work, at offices exactly, to provide you free medical insurances where you can get the medical support at any time you want to, which would be convenient for you for your working days. So we have talked about that, and of course to allow all employees to have some medical examinations, right? To see what kind of illness you would have, and to prevent them, actually, to prevent them, to prepare a program for your health and safety. So this is about the health safety at work we have talked about. So if no any question, we will move to equality. Okay, an important part of employment law in the UK is concerned with deterring the employees from discriminating unfairly at any stage in their relationship with an individual worker. So now we are going to talk about the discrimination at work. So, and equality law prevents the discrimination which could be happening at the organizations. So how actually people can be discriminated at work? Discriminated at work, at office, at the organizations. So we have some grounds. For example, by the sex, men or women, the marital status, the races, the national origin, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, the religion or belief, age also. The union membership or non-membership. If you are a union membership, you can be also discriminated at work. That individuals are part-time workers, or the individuals who is fixed-term workers, and the individuals which is ex-offenders whose convictions are suspended. This is the people who was in the jail and had some convictions. So they can be also discriminated. And in the UK, we have some, we have a law anti-discrimination, and which this kind of employees could be. Actually, they are preventing. So let's see each of them. For example, the first one comes with discrimination on grounds of sex or marital status. This is it's under the Equal Pay Regulation 1983 and the Sex Discrimination Act, which is 1986. These acts are concerned with eliminating the unjustifiable differences between the treatment of men and women in terms of their rates of pay and other conditions of employment. That means, under this act, all employees, male or female, must be treated equally and treated in the terms of the pay. The salaries must be offered equally for the men and female. For the men and women, as well the working conditions which would be provided by the organization. So the female and males would be treated equally. And by this we have four kinds of discriminations under marital and sex status. The direct discrimination, the indirect discrimination, sex or sexual harassment, and victimization. Let's see them. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I have some question about the sexual orientation. The sexual orientation, we are talking about the gays and lesbians. They are also actually they actually can be discriminated, and in the Europe they are supported by these acts which I have taught. Just a moment, I have some question. Want to see you? So, and the people who have different kinds of sexual orientation, they are they are actually protected by the acts discriminations. Let's see the four types of discrimination by the ground of sex and marital status. So we have some direct discrimination. So here we give you example. The example of direct sex discrimination include the advertising for men to do a job which could equally will be done by women. The failing to promote a woman because she is pregnant or dismissing or married woman rather than her single colleague because she is known to have a working husband. So this is about when the women being discriminated because of their pregnancy, because of maybe their marital status, they also can be discriminated. That, for example, maybe most of companies they prefer to have employees and men because they have less, for example, and the absence at work because of women that have some pregnancies must take care of the children and so on. But this is a discrimination actually. Today we are all are equal. So indirect discrimination we have also, as an example, might be job for which the key requirement is able to lift heavy jobs. It is reasonable in such circumstances for the employer to restrict the recruitment to people who are physically able to comply. This is example indirect when, for example, let's talk about the women and men. Of course, the men, they are more, can get a heavy jobs, right? Because they have more power. This is, and this is about most of men. Okay. Also, we can see the women who can get a more heavy job than the men, but we're talking about the men who work in, for example, in the plants or factories, which, for example, might have some heavy jobs, heavy weights, and of course, this is indirect discrimination. In such companies, they would prefer to take a man for the jobs, because they think that the man is more powerful and can get the heavy jobs. This is called indirect discrimination. And the fact that the more men than the women will be able to do so does not make this practice unlawful. That means this is, of course, this is by the history, by the common statistics, the men can get more jobs in this situation. But this shouldn't be like take some lawful practice in our life, because the company must have to see the women for this kind of jobs also. This kind of jobs must be provided to all the employees, to all the people. It doesn't matter man or woman. But after, of course, after interviewing, it would be identified who is the best would be suited for this job. Okay. Next one, the sexual harassment. So I have some questions. What is the best practice for avoiding the direct and indirect discrimination? So what the best practices? The first one is the word. When we are talking about this, right? For example, if it's about the indirect discrimination, we have our rights, right? And if we have our rights, we have to talk about this. We have to protect our rights. And about the direct discrimination, this is also, for example, it's about the woman who is pregnancy. We have to justify that we can get this job, we can complete all our projects besides of the future, so pregnancy or marriage and so on. So all this situation must be justified if the organization would discriminate you directly or indirectly. And this is how it could be practiced. This is depends on people actually. The more people have a word, they have more power to change the world. Okay, what about the sexual harassment? Is defined as unwanted conduct of sexual nature based on sex, which affect the dignity of men or women at work. It can be physical or verbal in nature. The leading age is a material detriment. The affects promotion, pay access to training, or the creation of intimate or humiliating work environment. This is about when, for example, when some supervisor likes a woman who is just in a operational position, maybe he can promote her more good conditions for work, as well as the payment and so on. This is called the sexual harassment. So another one, victimization. An employee victimized workers if it's disadvantageous, they mean ways simply because they have sought to exercise their legal rights. This is when you are actually exercising your. This is just we have talked about. We are practicing how to practice. You have taught me how to practice them to prevent the discrimination. We are practicing to prevent the discrimination, exercising our legal rights. And in such a situation, the company can victimize you, can discriminate you. For example, to not promote you in the future in your development, or maybe to cut your salary, or to put you in a blacklist, for example, and to give a bad recommendation about you. This is the victimization. So I have some questions. Okay, no questions actually. So let's move. So we have some positive discrimination. The positive sex discrimination involves direct or indirect discriminating in favor of in situations where they are underrepresented. Usually it's at senior levels in an organization or in occupation groups which are male-dominated. I just talked about you as example in previously when we have some, for example, in the company we have the supervisor, the seniors, males when they are have some discrimination for. This is discrimination when they prefer to give a new promotion for women who they like actually. This is called the positive discrimination. Positive discrimination for the employees. Also, we have some dress codes. Discrimination by the dress code. This is also could be happen in the organizations. So it's acceptable in prison for employers to impose the different dress codes on male and female staff, provide the same broad standard of conventionality. When the company sets the dress codes for male and females in a different different sets. This is example like the woman must must wear the skirts only, for example. But this is also they can wear the pants. This is discriminating when you're discriminating when the company allow you to wear the clothes which is wants to like skirts only for women. Maybe we like to wear the pants is because it's more comfortable to work in such as clothes. And another one, discrimination of the transsexuals. It's unlawful to discriminate against someone on the grounds that he or she is a medical defined transsexual. So this is about, for example, in developed countries, the people who's a transsexual, they actually can be medical defined, like the medical examined that they are transsexual, and the organization cannot discriminate them. And the rights of people undergoing gender reassignment are not specifically protected by the sex discrimination. So, and this is today, transsexuals, they also are protected by the sex discrimination regulations, actually. As I think you know who is a transsexual, who this is people are born in their own bodies. They are minding and feeling as a woman, but like born in a man body. This is, we cannot tell that this is unusually. Today we can see lots of examples that and meet such as kind of people. We cannot discriminate them because this is actually a very difficult situation, and those people are actually, today are protected as well. Okay. So I just want to see some questions. What is positive discrimination? Positive discrimination when you are discriminating in the company, but this discrimination brings you some advantages. Like I am a woman, and the seniors level likes me and can give me a new promotion because actually I'm pretty and so on. This is like, and this gives me some advantage to be promoted, to get high salaries. This is positive discrimination. Positive discrimination for me. Discriminate me positively and brings me some advantages. Okay? This is just example. Okay? And what else I have? Yeah, maybe as I can see, some of you say that in Afghanistan you have the positive discrimination of women. This is this is just the government trying to give the equal opportunities for women. When they, for example, if it's under some government regulations, when the women, for example, positively discriminated, given more opportunities, this is in such, that means the country trying to have an equality of working employees between men and women. Okay. In Europe, this situation is already like a normal one. In the countries like Muslim countries, the situation is today is like going to equality, going for in developing levels, actually, in developing levels, and this is why we can see in Afghanistan such a kind of positive discrimination. Yes, right. For example, Mr. Ahmad Nawabi says that in Afghanistan, the number of women in leadership in the seniors, yes, in top management positions, they law in the government, and the government wants to improve the role of women. So wants to make a more equally opportunities for women too as well. Okay, let's move. So let's talk about another kind of discrimination, which is race discrimination. This is also very common discrimination we can see in the companies. The Race Relation Act 1966 extends beyond the discrimination grounds of race and to embrace their nations of nation and ethnic and national origin. So people with different races, nationalities, or some national origins can be discriminated at work. So it's just as unlawful for an employer to discriminate against someone because they are French or American, as to treat someone less favorably because of their racial origins. This is, for example, when we have some foreigners working in the country, and when those people are discriminated treated in a different way, that means they are discriminated. For example, in USA, we have a lot of kind of people with different nations, origins, or ethnics, or right, and this is actually they are protected under this race discrimination acts. This work actually today is all work already. Next one, disability discrimination. I think you do understand about the race discrimination. When your race nationality are different from those from the country in where you work in, or in the company where you do work. Maybe most prevents a different nation than you are. And you cannot be treated differently. If you are so, you are discriminated by the organization. And we have some disability discrimination. The Disability Discrimination Act, which is 1995, is concerned with the preventing an employer from discriminating directly against an individual worker or job applicant who suffers from a disability. So disabled people, they also today are protected by the acts, by the regulations. And this act says that the employers, the company, they have to consider making some reasonable adjustment to working conditions to accommodate the needs of a disabled person before dismissing him or her or failing to offer him or her job. That means if we are offering the jobs to all the employees, if, for example, if companies are discriminating disabled people, they have to justify why. What kind of conditions would be not suitable for those people? How and the company must try to support disabled people for example, if they would recruit them to provide special conditions, working conditions, and so on. Okay, let's move. You do, I hope this clear, right? Discrimination. Another one, discrimination on grounds of sexual orientation. The Equality Sexual Orientation Regulation 2003 seeks to protect people from discrimination on grounds of their sexual orientation. The harassment claims are relatively common under the 2003 regulations. This is a more major form of discrimination suffered by gay and lesbian people. This I talked earlier about the different sexual orientation people, which is the gay, lesbians. They are today also as well protected under sexual orientation regulations. They should have equal opportunities and equality at work. They must have. Let's move next one. The discrimination on grounds of religion or belief. This is also interesting that The employment equality regulation 2000 state that the religious groups who do not share a common ethnicity are thus now protected from unfair discrimination. If you are, for example, you are working in Muslim company and you are not Muslim, you have a different kind of belief or your religion, you must be treated equally as well as the rest of employees. So you are, of course, as well, you are protected by the employment equality regulations. Or, for example, in different situations when in Europe, when most of people, the orthodontics, and when the company have some Muslims employees, they are as well protected under these acts, under these regulations. Okay. So, okay, some have questions from Mr. Abaidullah Faisal. He said that discrimination itself is not good word, so why we should be divided to positive or negative? So discrimination, this is discrimination when you are treated differently than the rest of people. So, and why is divided for positive and negative? Because it can bring you some negative disadvantages, or it can bring you some positive advantages. So, and this discrimination is not the word is bad. It seems like treated differently than the rest of the people. Like you are looking as a different. Not as a bad one, as a bad employee or something, or as a bad human being. No, this is discrimination. Is not about the bad discrimination. This is people treated differently from the rest of, because we all are trying to have equal opportunities. We all are equal rights, equal in the world. All people are equal among the in the world. And when discrimination, when you are when people are thinking that you are different from the others. The discrimination means different people, not a bad or a good people, different. And why it could be positive and negative, this we have talked about right now. So so we have some age discrimination law. So the biggest issue of all is the field of age discrimination is mandatory retirement. And here the government has had little option but to introduce the quite complex and radical changes in order to comply with the principle of the European Union Treatment Framework Directive. So effectively, a new potential fair reason for dismissal has been created, permitting the employees mandatorily to retire someone at the age of 65 or later, provided standard procedure has first been followed. So today, people discriminated by the age. The people after retirement, who goes for retirement after 65 years. This is by the UK. Maybe in Afghanistan, it's a different age. The people who go for retirement. As I know, for example, in Kazakhstan, the men go for retirement at in my country just 65, and women at 63, if I am not mistaken. And it could be different in different countries. And employers have to take great care when handling all the employees whose performance has fallen below the required standard. So, and that means that the company must care about the old employees, because their performance was being also, it will be fallen by the youngest one, by the youngest people. Because, for example, it's all about the health, right? For example, the speed, the working speed would be more higher of a younger employee than the older one. But the older people can do more quality work because they have a more rich experiences and background. So, and they also are protected by the discrimination law, the old people. Because sometimes we cannot say that all younger people are good in performance. So, what else? Okay, let's see next one. And today, actually, about when we talk about the age discrimination, let's talk about not people who is after retirement trying to get a new job. Let's talk about when the companies have the requirements to offer new promotion the people before the 30 years, for example, in such department. This is also the discrimination. Or when in your company, your colleague can get a new promotion because she or he younger than you. Or in positive situation, or in in different situation when it's older than you. This is it could be in two sides. This is also discrimination by the age. Okay, some of you say that so it's the age discrimination when under 18 cannot get a job. We have to see the country's regulations and law. At what age the people can work from, and we have some time regulation for those people. For example, for children who is studying at school, they have a few hours a weekly can work only. This depends on your country's law and regulations. This is not about we have talking about this after what years the people can work 18 or 20. This is all about when we have a new recruitment in the organization, and the organization prefer to get a younger people for the new positions, for the new vacancy, or prefer to promote like older people than the youngers, because thinks that the olders are more have rich experiences and so on. Because all those reasons must be justified by the company, why they prefer to get employees older or younger. Must be justified. Let's move. As well, we have some trade union discrimination when you are a member of some unions, like in the Employment Relations Act 1999, right? Extend to cover any discrimination occurring as the result of an individual has joined a union or has taken part in the union, like become a members. So, and it's involved in some union activities. The aim was to prevent the groups of employees from maintaining the blacklist of individuals perceived to be union troublemakers. For example, when you become trade union member, if a company wants to discriminate you, treat you differently, actually when a company are treating you differently, putting you in your blacklist, that means discriminating you, because you are a member of some unions, like trade unions, or can be different one. Like you are a member of some groups, and you are discriminating because you are a member of this group. So actually, today we have about the youngest, oldest discrimination people. I can see lots of your comments that this is like you have this like we can have some debates about this. This won't be ended. Let's see next one, because the two sides has their own rights and own advantages. We have some discrimination by the part-time workers. So the part-time workers, Regulation 2000 seek to ensure that the part-time workers, not just employees, are treated equally with the full-time workers in all aspects of work. For example, this means when we have some part-time workers, they have to get a same like payment as the full-time workers. If they work 8 hours, but based on a part-time, like a different after or on an evening time, or if the rate payments must be same as the full-time workers, and all working conditions must be same as the company provides to full-time workers. So that means part-time workers, they are also protected from discrimination. They have all equal rights as well as the full-time employees. Okay, so any questions so far? Let's see next one. Okay, as well we have some discrimination of the fixed-term workers. This is okay. Here is a lot of statements given to you. One just explain you. For example, this is all about. For example, you are all fixed-term workers, right? Just example. And when the company have a new promotion, that new promotion should be promoted for you as well. You can get the offer as well, because you can't be discriminated because you are already working in the company. You also can get this new promotion, and the advertisement about the new promotion should be spread to the all employees which is working in the company, for the all already existing employees as well for the new one, for new potential employees. And also, if in the companies the contract, the job contracts would be changed, some conditions or some conditions about which is, and if you are working already few years in the company, you cannot be discriminated, that you would have the same rights as well as a new employees in the company. Okay, this is also the fixed-term employees. The employees who's working on a full-time can be discriminated by for example, new promotion, by some new conditions, like a new employees can get more higher salary than you at the same position. This is also discrimination. I hope you do understand. Next one. So ex-offenders. The Rehabilitation of Offenders Act 1974, which sets out after how many years different types of criminal conviction becomes banned and need not to be noticed by the perpetrator. In the field of employment, protection from discrimination extends to dismissal, exclusion from a position, and prejudicing someone in any way in the employment. So that means the people who have in the past had some convictions, they are also protected by the Rehabilitation Offenders Act. In other words, employers cannot dismiss those people, fail to recruit them, or hold them back in the occupation simply because they are known as discovered to have a former conviction. So if you are not your, this is a bad example, but this is like example about the people who in the past had some convictions, maybe criminal one. They cannot be discriminated when they are recruiting in the company, because the company must to justify and to provide the equal opportunities to all employees, as well for with the past criminal convictions story. That, for example, some company they actually they want to recruit that kind of people. They are discriminating them as well. They offer them some position which is would be like in just manually in operational level, just a simple one. They want offer them some management, the positions in the management levels, or in the like financial departments, which is to have more like development for money or cash and so on. But these people also are protected by the Offenders Act 1974. Okay. Because they already punished, they have already taken their the conviction, and they cannot be discriminated when after they are like they are in already in our world, like comes from jails and so on. Okay, let's move. Right now we are going to talk about the equal opportunities and diversity. Just I have some questions, so they can be repeated and hired back. Okay, yes, right. If we back to the slides about the ex-offenders, they are being have some rehabilitations and can be hired back, of course. If the companies wants to hire, it must justify, because it's in other words, it would be discriminated. But this is life. We cannot like sue those people, because the life is the changeable, right? The world is changeable. We cannot say that we can have some one way only our living. In different situations can be different people. So. Let's move next one. So let's talk about the diversity. What is actually the development of equal opportunities and diversity strategy is important for the organization to attract and retain the talent people, which means to recruit the talent people, to improve their workforce performance, so retain and promote their competitive position. So today, diversity, when we have different people in the organization, it can be seen as our competitive advantage of the company, that we are trying to improve the company's performance. So diversity starts in terms of gender. So what does diversity start? This means that different people in terms of gender, age, race, and ethnicity, sexual orientation, political and religious beliefs can be. Information diversity. Information diversity. As well, the people can be different from the side of information, like their education can be different. So the people with the different educations, the functional backgrounds or experiences, this is also diverse people. What's the value of diversity? Today, the value of diversity is the personality, that the people has their own thoughts and minds, and about the attitudes that, and all this creates some the creativeness in the company. When we have such kind of different people in the company. Maybe you can see in international companies, they have different people with different background, knowledges, and experiences which is working. So tenure means the time of your experiences, the duration of your experiences. So we have some with the rich, long term, based on the long term time experiences, and with also as a short time experienced people, which is the younger people. So the people can be different in this, in the gender, age, race, sexual orientation, and so on, as well in their minds, in their behaviors and attitudes can be as well as different ones. So the equal opportunities approach seeks to increase the behavior through the legislation so that discrimination is prevented. So the equal opportunity must be in the organizations to provide for all employees. So all employees, all people must have some equal opportunities. For example, to get a new promotion, to develop, to get some training programs, and so on. And we have some term about the diversity when we have nowadays becomes the new ones, and we have some the management, how to manage actually the diverse people. This is also important, the approach of the management of diverse people, of diversity. So the main concept of this managing, that the workforce, the employees consist of a diverse population of people, that we have different people in the organization. And the differences of those people there can be visible and non-visible. Visible means like when we have different people by the race, religion, by the race, the color of skins, as example, or men or women by the genders. And non-visible differences, this is the people with different minds, different educations, attitudes, with different visions in the world. And these differences actually say that they create some productive environment in the company. It will increase the company's profits, because different people, they create some values for the organizations, can bring new ideas, like new projects, some creativeness for the company, and so on. This is very interesting as well when the company practicing diversity, diversity. As well, the diversity, the different people in the organization, they increase the customer relation and market share. This is what is example. For example, when you have different people in the organization, we can work. Those people, different people can work with different customers, right? In some kind of like professionals, for example, the men would be more like would be suitable for work with the women, the women customers, like makeup and so on. And in other words, the men would be better suitable for those jobs, and they would be more comfortable to work with the men customers. As well as the market share is same things, that when we try to enter the new our employees to different markets. For example, if you are trying to enter go overseas and enter the new market and new country, first you can to recruit the employees from that country to have the information about the culture, about the thoughts, about the wishes of those people, and from this side you can get some advantages for yourself, as well knowledges and experiences through the employees, through the foreign employees. And with the foreign employees you can get like easily with low troubles enter the new markets, because you already know the people about their culture, wishes, about their needs. And as well, this says that the diversity today is improve the workforce quality, the quality of the job, the effectiveness of the job, as well is that, like as I told you, the creativity, the special skills, the problem solving, and so on. So the management today, the management of diversity, they values the people as individuals for reasons related to the businesses, as well as the moral and social reasons. So what kind of requirements should be in the management diversity? So if we would like to manage different people in the company, we must have open workplace culture, right? Good environment in the company. Employees treat each other with dignity, so we must be honest with our colleagues and must be treated equally. The individual differences do not produce decisions. A sharing of ideas, the share with our thoughts and ideas, the innovative activities, some like games, maybe have some trainings. And this is all actually would help to manage different people in the organization. Okay, here we have some kind of examples of the managing diversity consideration. Like for example, by the year 2001, it's estimated that the 1 in 3 of the working population will be over the age of 40. The negative attitude of young people towards employment and training potential of older people we have in the 1993 been resolved. Between 1994 and 2001, increase of women and in the labor market and little increase in the male market we have 11% and 3% respectively. You see today, female market is increasingly higher than the male market. And you talk about the Afghanistan situation, we have this same situation. By 2010, it is estimated that the 80% of women will earn more than the male partners. That today, yes, that's true. In some positions, in some professions, the women earns higher than the men. And the attitudes of the women and males are changing. And today is as well the 22% increase in the part-time. Part-time workers are increasing. Part-time, we're talking as well about the people who work in like a part-time from the home side or in a different time at the different shifts. As well, we have some increases in the use of flexible working practices, which is also I have talked. We have some increasement in the flexible working, the time working at the companies. Some have childcare provisions that the companies support their employees, and as a result, that the women employees have been increased. The women are delaying having children until their 30s. That the women are having their first children after 30 years. This is as an example because they are focused on their career development. This is true actually. This is given by statistics information, the journals, as well as we can see in our examples, in our lives, right? Our friends, the same situation we can see. So why is the management of diversity? So here is given to you by the human resource management, given to you 6 reasons why we have manage a diverse people in the organization. Why we should have different people in the organization? First is improve the customer care and increase market shares. It's develop the organization ethics and values. They enhance the people management practices. Reflect the change in society and personal expectations. They comply with the government regulations and keeping up with the good practice to attract and retain talent and enhance their competitiveness. So we are trying to attract and retain very talented, unique people when we are trying to manage different people in the organizations. So here is given to you some key principles for management of diversity strategy. They communicate the value system based on trust. So the main values is must be the trust in the company. Use eligibility criteria which is fair to all. They set and communicate the standards of behavior. We must have some regulations that our rights must be set in the company. Use quality codes of practice and do not necessarily wait for the law. So we have to try to practice any like troubles if we have and challenges in the company. Try to do it without any like the law suppress. Try to solve our problems if we have so. And look at the ways of addressing the diverse needs of the customers and client. Be aware of national, international culture difference. This is very important. That if you have a different races with different beliefs, the employees in your company, so you must be aware. Like you should know about the cultural difference, their culture, their beliefs, national. Traditions and so on, because this is very important as well. So the equal opportunities for training and development. So all different people must have the equal training development programs, as well as the rest of people, the rest of employees. So this is all this some key principle which would be included in the management diversity strategy. It's very important. If you practice in your company, if you have some such examples, you can see how it could be, how the different people can be protected and managed. So I have a question. What is the EO? Is the equal opportunities. Okay, culture. Culture is important in the 2 ways. The culture means the culture in the company, the company's culture, as well the different employees' cultures. The first organization culture is one determined of the way to organization manage diversity. The company's culture is very important in the management of different people, different groups. In the second way, depending on the approach to the management of diversity, the culture of different groups within the organization comes into play. For example, recognize that men and women present different cultures at work, and that is diversity needs to be managed. That means today, actually the women and men say that must be managed differently because we have men's and women's different needs and wants, right? And this is not about the discrimination. That means the management, the supervisor must have a different kind of strategies how to manage different people. And to have a good culture in the company, good environment, to create a good environment in the company. And finally, the management diversity is considered to be a more integrated approach to implement the equality. So today, diversity seems as an equality, that we are trying to give all equality rights for different peoples, right? And the equal opportunities is driven by the human resource function, but the management diversity is running by the managers, by the supervisors themselves. And here is given to you table 1, shows you the differences between equal opportunity approaches and the management of diversity approach. So the company can have two kinds of strategy that can run in the company. First is to manage the diversity in the company, and another one to have to practice the equal opportunities. And here is given to you the differences of these two strategies. Let's see. The first one, the purpose, for example, the equal opportunities, to reduce discrimination, right? You remember the first time we have talked about that equal opportunities. The equality means we are reducing the discrimination, we are protecting the people from the discrimination, right? But in the management, when we try and manage different people in the organization, we utilize the employee potential, trying to have to get the employees the potential to maximum advantage. That means we are using different people to increase our production, using different people to get the new ideas, some creativeness. So approach of the equal opportunities is operational. The management diversity is more strategic. We are thinking more strategically than in the equal opportunities. In the equal opportunities, we're just trying to reduce and protect the people. But in the management diversity, which means strategic, we are trying to use efficiently those different people in our organizations to achieve the business goals, the main organization's goals. And case argued, equal opportunities in the cases it's more moral and ethical. The managing diversity, its case argues that it's more business case. It improves profitability. It's like focusing on the businesses than the moral or ethical things. So, whose responsibility for equal opportunity in the company? For the equal opportunity in the company is the human resource department, but in the managing diversity is all managers, which means all supervisors are responsible to manage the different people. So equal opportunities, they focus on the groups, like groups of men, groups of females, groups of older people, or groups of younger. So, and equal opportunities approach is concentrating on the different groups. Then the managing diversity. The managing diversity is focusing on the individuals, on a specific employee. And what's the perspective, what the features of the equal opportunities? Is dealing with different needs of different groups. And managing diversity is more integrated, cooperating. So what's the benefits for employees from the equal opportunity approach? Is opportunity improved for the disadvantaged groups, primarily through setting targets. So it's like protecting the different people. But in the managing diversity approach, we are actually improving the employees' opportunities in the future, which means we're trying to develop the employees, our different employees. Next one, focus on management activity. So in the equal opportunity, it comes within the recruitment process. We're trying to give all equal opportunities in the recruitment process for the peoples. In the managing diversity, it comes already in the managing plan, in the managing process when the people already are working, and we're trying to manage them in the best way. So remedies. the change, the results of the equal opportunity, the change the system and practices. So we're trying to change system and practices, protect people, different people. And in the management diversity, we're changing the culture. You see, the management diversity is looking more broadly than the equal opportunities, because it's changing the culture, the people's minds, like the people's thoughts, like not just experiencing the equality in the organizations. We must be already to treat each other equally. We already must have these feelings, not that we are trying to practice it and change the system. And managing diversity, trying to make people already looking in different eyes, have a different visions, I want to say, on the world. Already, means culture, like our minds and thoughts, to change our minds and thoughts. And another one is what we have by the monitoring success, equal opportunities, they change the processes. But the managing diversity, you see, the business outcomes is trying to have some profits, some advantages from different people, trying to have some the effectiveness of the performance of people, which would be resulted in the company's production, in the company productivity. So, and today managing diversity is looks more widely and practicing better than the equal opportunities. Nowadays it's a new management. So which companies can practice it as well. And that's all for today. So this has been last topic for human resource management. We already complete our course for this semester. Any questions so far? Okay, I have some questions. Explain the focus on management activity. So the focus on management activity, like equal opportunity, trying to manage the equality in the organization, in the recruitment process, in the recruitment stages. Then the managing diversity is already trying to manage people in the management process, in overall management process. That maybe we already have some different people, and we cannot fire them because they are different or something else, and trying to change their opportunities or their conditions of work. And we are already managing those people at the management process, already in the let's say in the middle of their working process. So here is the companies, the different companies. Some of them practice the equal opportunity approach. Some of them managing diversity, and some of them combines the two approaches. So this is very important to try to combine to protect people, as well to try manage them and get benefits from those people, and make the different people like competitive advantages of the company. You see? So that's all. Any questions so far about the employee relations topic? So if you have no any questions about diversity, equality, about discrimination, and so on, or maybe you have some question about your assignments, let me share first the case study. So you know your deadline, your submission date, right? Which is 21st of January. Okay, wanna remind you. So the submission day, 21st of January. Just wanna see my calendar. Yes, 21st of January, the submission date. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks to complete your assignment. You have 4 kind of questions. Let me see first. This is a group assignment. You have 4 questions to answer for. This is heroism. So your team group must be between 3 and 5 members. The most suitable if you have 4 members in your group, so each member can get 1 question to complete it. But you can try to make the combine your answers, for example, for first, second, third, and fourth. Try to combine it. Try to, if you have give your minds and try to share your opinions about the answers and so on. So in case study is based on the Kellogg's company. It's the group assignment, and the words, the duration of words, you have 3,000 words at the total to answer for 4 questions. The plus minus 15% of those, maybe more than 3 or less than 3,000 words. So the submission date is the 21st of January. Group assignment, right? It's not individual, it's a group assignment. You must have your groups, and you should send me to my email your group members. I already have got, as I remember, three groups. 3 groups I already have. So you cannot be the maximum, the members in the group is the 5 people only. You cannot be 6. If you already are 6, you should divide for 2 groups by 3 people, okay? Because question is not so hard, you can complete them, and the 6 people is a lot of for one assignment, for one group assignment. And as well, you can send me your draftings before the 21st of January, before the deadline. The drafts must be sent before 1 week of the deadline, because I needed time to read it, to review, and to give my comments, my feedback, if you need some changes or corrections. Before 1 week of deadline, that, let me see which date would be. If you want to, you can share your drafting already if you have so. The best, if you share your draft as early as you can, because I will have more time and will give you my feedback and comments quickly. And yes, and try to send your draftings till 14th of January, before 1 week of the deadline. So the better what you have, if you have a drafting for 1 question, already, that would be also okay. You can send me, because based on this question, I already can give you my feedback, my comments, and you can do rest of your question based on my feedback and comments. You see, you already have some like support from my feedback how to complete the rest of questions. And if you have the answer for one or for two questions, that's okay. You can send me. And it doesn't matter which you do first, second, or third, or fourth question, which is be done firstly. Which questions can be different. You never mind. If you would like to analyze for example, the question 3, you have already answer for analyze the difference between hygiene factors and motivators. That's okay. You can send me already your answer, your draftings, and I can send you my feedback based on it. Because you see, all the 4 questions, they are different, and they are not dependent on each other. So you can send me your answers one by one, or how you would like to. Okay. And it's better if you have some leader in your group who would be responsible for completion of assignment for all of 4 questions, and for submission as well. So, any question about the group assignment? So you have only group assignment. You have only group assignment with the 4 questions. But try to make your view more critical, more analytical. Okay? Try to use the academic literature. So, okay, that's very good. So, any question about the last topic? Of course you can use. So, some of you asked me about to use the example from the Afghanistan. Anyone, you can use any company, Afghanistan company, or situation in Afghanistan in your assignments, in your answers. Because the best important how you do apply the human resource management in your country, see, and you are comparing already the old practices that in developed countries with your country, with your companies, actually how it's doing, and trying to implement new approaches and management in your company, in your country. Like we are actually adopting new knowledges and the experiences from developed countries, from the success companies as well, right? So this is as well would be good for you and for me to get new information how you would apply the HR management in the Afghanistan. So that's all. So if no any question, I wish you a good weekend and wish you good completion of your assignments. And good luck for the next semester if you have. Yeah, I think you should have a new semester after New Year, so hope we will meet. So if you have any question regarding the HR topics or regarding the group assignment, just email me. That would be the best way. So thank you very much and goodbye. Good night. Already night. Good night.